Hey everybody, peace and blessings. Thank you for clicking on this video. Allow me to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I am Letitia, formerly an Instagrammer. That was where my main stuff was, Instagram. And today I am officially deleting all my Instagram accounts and I am going to focus my efforts on new platforms and new possibilities. And for those of you who don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. I am a truth-telling, intuitive, I'm a truth-telling, intuitive light worker. I am a homeschooling, home managing millennial mom of 5 kids. I'm an energy reading, observer, absorber, life learner, lesson learner, navigator of life, politics, spirituality, and this world. I am an INFJ empath, hope dealing, inspiring, idealist, progressive, agnostic, pro-truth, pro-love, pro-freedom, pro-democracy, new world leader. And my platform is Letitia Learns Life. I made sure that I wrote those things down so that I could say them as smoothly as possible. I have been building a platform of sharing my perspective, my intuitive ideas for the last 4 years. I've been doing it on Instagram until the day after the election when I started to realize how much of a box, how trapped I was in the Instagram space, and I wasn't reaching the people that I wanted to reach. And then Meta, Mark Zuck, made his announcement of his changes, but that is not the topic of conversation today. But he made his changes, and that encouraged me even more to make the move. I decided to make my official delete today as a form of, because I knew that today was the deadline for the TikTok ban. And I wanted to make a statement with the date that I chose. And so I chose January 19th as my day of deletion. So that's today, January 19th. So for the last 3 days, TikTok has been really messing with people's emotions and minds and manipulating people. And that's kind of disappointing, but not surprising. It's disappointing. And I just want to share a little bit about, for anybody who might not know, what the last 3 days was like for TikTok users. So the Supreme Court upheld the ban. I forget the actual date, but this week, last week, the Supreme Court upheld the ban. And after that, I assume there was like there was some sort of groveling or whatever. I don't know what happened there, but after that, the TikTok CEO pivoted. TikTok pivoted and shifted its focus on another way of saving its app, I guess. And that they pivoted to the direction of groveling and sucking up to President-elect, the guy who's supposed to be coronated as the MAGA emperor on the 20th, tomorrow. So the Biden administration had made an announcement saying that it was not going to uphold the ban. If the Supreme Court upheld the ban, it was not going to enforce it. It wasn't going to enforce it. It was going to leave it to the next administration. And TikTok posted a statement saying that wasn't enough. We need assurances, blah, 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 complaining. We need assurances. If we don't get assurances, we will go dark. So then the following day, yesterday, I woke up and the first thing I saw when I went on my TikTok was this message from the TikTok CEO saying, I do not know the exact words. I can't remember the exact words, but along the lines of letting people know, what's going to happen and tanking, basically sucking up to the MAGA emperor, sucking up to the MAGA emperor, thanking him for basically trying to save the app. something along those lines. I don't remember the exact words, but very grovelly and, sucking uppy. So that kind of had me triggered yesterday. That it triggered me yesterday, and that yesterday it turned out to be one of my bad days. It was one of my bad days for more reasons than one, but that did not help. So that was one of the things that I felt very, very triggered by. You know, and not disappointed, but triggered. Yeah, let's leave it at that. The following day, which is today, I woke up to the news alert that TikTok had gone dark. Once again, in the message, similar to the suck up video that happened the day before, thanking President Trump for looking forward to working with President Trump to get the app back up, and emphasizing, I forgot to tell you that part, emphasizing on the millions, I don't know the exact number, but I see 7 million, the millions of people, Americans, rely their income, their income and their businesses depending on TikTok. There's many TikTok businesses and many people that have been paid and employed, by TikTok and use TikTok as an avenue for the growth and as a tool for the growth and development of their business, their small businesses. And I was planning on making a TikTok appreciation video before the whole thing, hoping that maybe the Supreme Court would surprise us with a miracle before all this stuff with the CEO, before finding out that the CEO is going to be attending along with all the other tech bros, attending Donald Trump's inauguration, sitting in the VIP seating area as a part of Donald Trump's inauguration. And before all of that, I wanted to make a TikTok appreciation video because TikTok had really helped me a lot during the 2 months of trying to navigate the grief and the hardship and the difficulty and the struggles I was having as an intuitive for the last 2 months after the election, because for me, my intuitive insights and feelings have been telling me that something isn't right, something is wrong, and that's a video for another occasion, but that something is wrong, and I needed to hold on to hope, and I needed to trust and believe that the truth was going to come out, and believe that a shift was going to happen. And even now as we are the day before, and it might just turn out exactly like how it's supposed to with the coronation and all that, I still am holding on to the hope for the 11th hour miracle. But if the 11th hour miracle doesn't come, then I am believing and trusting that what happens next, we are ready for it. And we, especially myself as a light worker, we are prepared to do what we need to do to get through this and help people to make wise choices and not fall into the traps. So this TikTok's performative BS, this TikTok trick is a trap. It's a trap. And it is a trap that has been, it's like a fire that has been started by the arsonist, and now the arsonist is coming in as a firefighter, putting the fire out and wanting to be praised for putting the fire out that the arsonist started. So it's the arsonist and the firefighter is the same person, the same entity. And I want to take you on a little trip with me with some Google searches, and let us look into the truth about the TikTok ban. All right, let's do this. So I have done this search a bunch of times just to make sure, to see what information comes up. When I first type in the word who, this happened the first time. All I had to do was type in the word who, and the search that the first phrase that comes up is who caused the TikTok ban. So that's obviously a popular search today. That's obviously a popular search right now. And this is the first thing that popped up in my search. In 2020, President Donald Trump proposed a ban In 2020, President Donald Trump proposed a ban of the app as he viewed it as a security threat. He signed an executive order instructing ByteDance to divest from TikTok, though it was reversed by the Biden administration in 2021. All right, so I click the link onto the Wikipedia page. Restrictions on TikTok in the United States. TikTok has been under a nationwide ban in the United States since January 19th, 2025, due to the concerns over potential users' data collection and influence operations by the government of the People's Republic of China. The ban took effect after TikTok chose to shut down its operations in the United States rather than divest from Chinese ownership in response to protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act. Prior to the ban, individual states, cities, universities, and government affiliate devices had restricted TikTok. In 2020, President Donald Trump proposed a ban of the app as he viewed it as a security threat. He signed an executive order instructing ByteDance, the China-based parent company of TikTok, divest from the app, though the order was reversed by the Biden administration in 2021. However, in 2024, the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Control Applications Act was proposed in Congress, again ordering that ByteDance divest due to alleged security concerns and pro-Palestinian bias. The bill was approved by Congress and signed into law by Biden. Following a lawsuit from TikTok, the law was upheld by the Supreme Court. On January 18, 2025, at approximately around 10:30 p.m. EST, TikTok suspended its services in the United States after ByteDance refused to divest before the deadline. The following day, the President-elect Trump signaled that he would grant a 90-day extension to TikTok upon being inaugurated. Services was restored. Yeah, so to me, that is some performative BS. I would have to agree with VP Harris when she says, "Believe me, I know his type. I know his type. I know all the performative theater, dramatic, intentional performative stuff." I'm trying to find the word. There's a specific word I'm looking for that I'm not finding at the moment. But the performative BS, I'm going to just have to use the word BS. And my question is, was it the plan all along, or is it the TikTok CEO buying himself some time, buying the app some time, and pivoting to doing whatever needs to be done, sucking up to the MAGA emperor, do whatever needs to be done to save this app? Has it been the plan all along? Has it been the plan all along, or is it a pivot? That's the question. The next question is, once they get that extra time, how are they going to owe him? Because obviously this guy is a quid pro quo type of guy. So he doesn't do things for nothing. So are we going to see that hostage video where there's going to be changes to TikTok and things is going to be different, and we have to change some of our policies and do things differently? Or are we going to see a lot more right-leaning stuff in the algorithm? How is it going to change? How is it going to shift? That's the question. My thoughts on the whole thing is, I believe that the most powerful app in this country right now this is a powerful app. I think this is the most powerful app in terms of truth getting out, finding your community, and it helps with the epidemic of loneliness. It helps having to be able to share your art and your creativity with people who are going to appreciate it. It helps for educational purposes. It helps for people who will, selling stuff, and people that have their businesses. It helps with that. It is how I describe it to one of my friends who have never been on TikTok. I describe it as imagine like this big giant world community center, and you enter in the community center, and you are free to open any door you want, and as you open each door, you see different things happening. You see a class on discussion about law, a discussion about crimes. You see psychics, you see singers, you see artists, you see creative people, you see all kinds of stuff, just people sharing their heart, and their feelings and their emotions, people making you aware of what's going on in their neighborhood, what's going on in their community, what it is seeing around them. And you connect to the world in so many different ways. And it is a very free flowing place where, to a certain extent, you're not boxed in like how you are on Instagram. You're not trapped by the algorithm. You don't have to pay to be seen. It's a beautiful, beautiful, powerful app, and I fell in love with it. A little bit late. I had to go through all of what I went through in the last 2 months to realize how powerful this app is. And then before all that happened, I was going to make that TikTok appreciation app, expressing my love and appreciation, because I spent the last 2 months as an observer, not an engager or a poster on TikTok, but an observer, going from room to room. On my hardest days, sometimes TikTok helped, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes like the energy on the TikTok space was just and I had to go. But most of the time it helped. Most of the time it just helped, and it changed my perspective of the world. And I wanted to see this app restored in its beautiful original glory, and not fall into the hands of the MAGA emperor, and fall into the control of the MAGA emperor, and this guy sitting on the tech god's table. I won't, but I honestly believe that which it has been restored. It's like that thing, like after they took it down, I forgot to say that part, but you should know. You probably know. After they took it down for 5 minutes, not literally 5 minutes, after they took it down for a bit, President Trump, all hail the TikTok hero, made a statement, a promise, an assurance that he was going to extend it for 90 days, and they restored it. So again, that's a performative BS. Now he is the TikTok hero, and he is going to start his regime as the TikTok hero. And it reminds me of the scenario in which the stimulus check during the time of COVID that was passed by Congress, in which he held up the stimulus check for a bit. I don't remember how long, but he held it up to a certain amount of time in order to have his name printed on the checks. And a lot of dum-dums use that as a reason to vote for him again, because those are not very wise people. Those are smart, and like really, those are the people that will end up in the lion's den and end up in the fox's den and devoured by the fox. Those were the dumb people. Well, the sky is falling. Those are the sky is falling people, that can be easily tricked and manipulated. And those are the people that at this time are pulling us down. It's pulling us down, pulling our planet down. And that's why I say truth tellers, please keep telling the truth. Truth tellers, please keep speaking the truth. And one last thing I'm going to say is that I'm going to use TikTok, and the reason I'm going to use TikTok is because it's a powerful app, and the only way I would stop using that tool, or start using that tool differently, the only way I would not use that tool is if it changed to the point that it's pointless. If I could keep being a hope dealer and sharing my perspective and encouraging people and helping people through this time, and I'm gonna and I can use it as a tool. I will use it as a tool. I believe that we should use those 90 days to start to look in to not fully depending on TikTok alone. If we get 90 days before to change things, you know, use it as the time to prepare, build something that doesn't rely on that app alone. Like branch out and figure out other ways, you know. Do whatever you can to branch out a little bit more. You know, don't let them shut it down on you and shut down your business completely. So figure it out and expand your ideas. Expand your ideas. And I think that's about it that I wanted to say about my intuitive perspective on the TikTok ban. I hope that this video helped. So peace and blessings, and thank you for watching.